Brazil Golden Visa, residency by buying property. Most people have no idea that Brazil has had a real estate visa running quietly since 2018, with a minimum investment of around $170,000, no donation required, and a clear path of permanent residency and eventually citizenship. I'm going to walk you through exactly how it's work, the legal basis, the minimum amount, the step-by-step process, and what documents you need, how the resident timeline works, and the mistakes that I see people make that cost them time and money. My name is Iure Pontes Vieira. I'm Brazilian lawyer, and I have been working for international clients for the last 20 years. So let's get into it. The legal basis, okay? So what actually authorizes this? So the first legal foundation, because with something like this, you want to know how you are stand on. For decades, Brazilian law was explicit. Owning a property in Brazil gave you no right to residence. It was before. So this rule is still on the books in the current immigration law, okay? But there was an exception, and then permit foreign investment could generate income and employment. But it was this in general terms. But since October 2018, the Brazilian National Immigration Culture, the CNIg, issued a Normative Resolution 36 that gave the exception and concrete regulation framework. Okay, the program was updated in 2021 and clarify the procedure and the documentation necessary. Okay, so you are also here real estate investor visa or residency by real estate investment. Okay, it's the same line. The government state objective: attract foreign capital and support the construction sector, which is one of the Brazil's largest employer. This is a stable program with a solid legal base. Okay, it's not a pilot. Who qualifies? What the minimum are? So the program is open to any foreign national, regardless of citizenship. Okay, there is no age requirement, no income tax, no language requirement. The core condition is simple. You need to buy a real estate in Brazil using funds transferred from abroad. The minimum investment amount depends on the region. For Southeast and Central regions, where place the real estate, that include São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Curitiba, Florianópolis, the minimum request of the real estate is 1 million reais, okay? So which is roughly $107,000 until $200,000. Depends on the exchange rate. But for region of northeast of Brazil, north, like famous cities of Brazil, Fortaleza, Natal, Salvador, Recife, Belém, the minimum requires drop to 700,000 reais, around $120,000, for example. These regions include some of Brazil's most famous beach destinations. So encourage especially these regions. A few important details. The property must be in a urban area. Rural land does not qualify. Okay, so you can't only buy a land. You need to buy or apartment or a house, but a rural area. So it can be an existing building, house or apartment, or under construction. Okay, and you can spread investment across multiple properties as long as the combined value meets their hold. One thing that catch the people guard: the partial financial is allowed. Here's how the process works. Step 1, the property purchase. You identify the property. Do your legal due diligence before sign anything. I'm come back to why that matters. And complete the purchase. The funds must be transferred from abroad, okay, through a bank authorized to operate by the bank central bank. So you need to do the transfer from your bank account placed abroad to the seller, okay? You keep all these wire transfer confirmation. You need those later. Step 2, property registration. In Brazil, buying a property and registering it are two different things. So you need to purchase to be formally recorded at the Cartório de Registro de Imóveis, meaning the land registry office, in your name, free of lines or incumbents. Okay? The document that proves this is called the matrícula. So it's the centerpiece of the entire application. You need to transfer your name to this matrícula to be considered for legal system in Brazil. You consider as an owner after your name is placed in matrícula as an owner. So it's necessary to transfer this operation to your name, to write the matrícula in your name. Step 3, the authorization request. You need to file a request from, you need to request this visa to the Brazilian Minister of Justice in Brasilia. So after that, if the authorization is accepted, using all the information, using all the documentation that you have, included the statement of Brazilian bank, included the matrícula, included your personal documentation. After that, if accept, you pass to the most important phase, okay? Step 4, visa at the Brazilian consulate. Depends on how you have applied, okay? If you are in Brazil and it's possible to require directly to the Minister of Justice and doesn't pass, it's not necessary to pass the Brazilian consulate. But if you start the operation and you need to pass through Brazilian consulate, after to get the authorization from Minister of Justice, you need to receive the visa from the Brazilian consulate located near your city, placed abroad, okay? Step 5, registration with the federal police. After arriving in Brazil with this authorization, or after get this authorization, if you are established already in Brazil, you need to go to federal police to ask and to have your Brazilian card or your Brazilian permit. Named famous name is RNM. Okay. Now about the document required. Here's the core document checklist. This is an indicative. Okay. So specific situation may require. So most important, of course, valid passport. After that, property matrícula registered in your name. You need the authorization that the money that you pay is come from abroad. After that, you need what? You need your CPF. But in any case, to buy a property in Brazil, you need a CPF. Okay? So you need, of course, you need a criminal background check from your home country, apostilled and translated into Portuguese. You need your birth certificate. Don't forget, all documents written in foreign language, you need to do the translate by sworn translate in Brazil. Okay, so the name is tradutor juramentado. And all foreign documents must be apostilled. We speak about temporary, permanent, and citizenship. The residency you receive initially is temporary, valid for years. Okay? It's important to understand this from the start. You don't get a permanent residency on day one. So During these 4 years, you can live in Brazil, you can open a bank account, you can rent an apartment or another one if you want, okay? So you have a free life in Brazil. At the end of 4 years period, you can apply for a new visa, the same base to real estate visa. In this case, you can convert this temporary visa to permanent residency, okay, with no expiration date. And after 4 years with a permanent visa, you can apply to Brazilian citizenship. The most common mistakes. I want to cover 3 mistakes that I see often. The first one, paying for the property with money already established or sitting in Brazilian account. So think about, you need to take your money from abroad to Brazil. Or if you have a non-resident bank account, if you have the authorization or statement of this bank, non-resident bank, you need to, it's possible to get a visa, okay? But it's important to know that you need to have the proof that the money came from abroad. Another mistake, confusion temporary and permanent residency timeline. If you had people contact me after letting their temporary residency expire without filing for conversion. So it's necessary to, after finish 4 years of your temporary visa, you need to apply, it's necessary to apply to get a permanent visa. Okay, don't forget that. And of course, a mistake that I need to start buying a property without a CPF. But the first thing is necessary to buy real estate Brazil is to get a CPF. CPF is Brazilian Individual Tax. Okay, first get the CPF. You can get CPF if you are in Brazil or if you are living abroad. Okay, if you have a specific situation you would like to discuss, I will let my contact, okay, so you can write a message to us, okay, if you have something to add about this video. So if this video was useful, share with someone who been looking to investor visa options, okay? So this program doesn't get nearly the attention it's deserved in an English-speaking world, and the gap was closing. So see you in the next video. Bye.